right. So in Bellator 279, that is Cyborg versus Blanco 2. Uh, in the co-main, uh, one of our Niger boys is going to be high on the card. I think this fight card is going to be in Hawaii, right? Hawaii was it? Yeah, Honolulu, Hawaii. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be like a chilled event. Our boy is gonna be on top of the fight card. He initially was gonna be the main event. Him and when I'm saying him, I mean Raufeon Stotts, Raufeon Super Stotts. He's gonna fight Juan Acuchil. Gosh, Juan,
Later.
Juan Aquileta. Uh, this is obviously a very very tough fight. We're just gonna do a quick preview, guys. Um, so Rafion Stotts and Archuleta have, well, I should say Stotts have been wanting this fight for the longest time, but Juan obviously has been kind of like calling for his rematch for his title that he lost to Sergio Pettis, and he kind of feels like Stotts is not in his level and all of that. But Stotts recently his last fight was against a tough Russian, and yeah, he answered all the questions that people were asking about him when it comes to his wrestling, when it comes to his fighting IQ and all of that. He scrapped and got a decision win. But so backstory for those who don't know. Initially, Stotts was gonna fight his teammate Sergio Pettis. Sergio Pettis, right? That's a brother to Anthony Pettis. He was gonna fight his teammate for the bantamweight title of Bellator, but then his teammate obviously pulled out due to injury, and we actually my colleague Farouk spoke about this with had an interview with Stotts, and Stotts mentioned that the injury was actually legit. He knows about it, and Stotts has been calling out for Grand Prix. That is a tournament, a $1 million tournament, because in the interview he revealed because he does not want to fight his brother and teammate in Sergio Pettis.
Mhm.
But he kind of mentioned that his fight against Juan Aculera would be a dream come true. Not really a dream come true. Would be something he actually wanted, right? He's gonna get paid. He's getting the Grand Prix, and now he's gonna get win the interim title if he actually fights Juan Aculera. So I'm just gonna talk about the fight now. Obviously, this is gonna be a very very tough fight for Stotts. I know where you stand about this, Yagi. I know you did not like Rafael Stotts mentioning that he doesn't want to fight Perez, but what do you think about this opportunity for Rafael Stotts?
It's always good to have an opportunity where you're fighting for the belt, right? You're going to be a champion too. But Raufeon Stotts fought Magomedov. Magomedov. This dude had a win over Pitayan. This dude was world renowned, and Raufeon beat him
Has,
in
has
his
a win,
game
ha-
wrestling.
has a win against who?
Piotr Yan.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, Peter Yan. So he's not like a can. He's a real dude. And then the dude, Rafian Star is like on an 8-9 fight win streak. So normally after you fight someone like Magomedov, the next thing is the belt. You're fighting for the belt. But he played this game where he was like, oh, I don't want to fight my teammate and everything. Bring a Grand Prix. Mind you, he fought this dude in August of 2021, right? In December, Sergio Pettis fought. And he fought a guy who was not even in Bellator. He defended his belt against the rising champion. I forget his name. He defended his belt, and then they were like, okay, we're going to make a Grand Prix final. He just lost himself money because if he had fought Sergio Pettis and beat Sergio Pettis, he would have got $1 million right there. He would have been the champion right there, defending his belt. Now you're going into an 8-man tournament against killers. In this 8-man tournament, you've got Archuleta, he's fighting next. You've got the Magomedov dude. And is Pettis out of this fight or he's out of the tournament? What's Pettis' status right now?
Um, I honestly cannot remember. We did actually Farouk actually covered that with him. I think Pettis. Oh gosh, I cannot remember. I don't want to lie. But
Okay.
continue.
So let's just say he's out of the tournament,
Hmm.
right? If he's out of the tournament, then does that mean Raufeon will have to beat all these killers and then have to fight him for the main belt? Or if Raufeon beats this guy for the interim belt, does he now get like 1 million and have to now defend the belt? Like, how does that work? Interim champions are not supposed to defend their belts. They're supposed to unify their belts. So it's all confusing and everything. And this is stuff. And I think Rafion understands it because he's left the gym and he's training with Sergio Pettis. He trains now, I think, at Extreme Couture. He also trains in Houston as well. So, well, I just think that mistake he made was not a smart mistake. And now, if you look at who he's fighting against, Archuleta, yes, he's always wanted that fight with Archuleta, and Archuleta's always been like, oh, no, no, no. But now there's a belt on the line. Archuleta is not a can. Archuleta trains with TJ Dillashaw and the rest of them boys in Arizona. He's actually a very, very good technical fighter, and he's a wrestler too. So it's going to be a tough fight, and um I hope Stotts wins. I think he's going to win, but this is a risk that's and if it was like reciprocated, you get what I'm saying? If Sergio is reciprocating the love with him, if Sergio could have been like, all right, let's just fight. But Sergio immediately ran to fight some dude who wasn't even in the promotion. So it's kind of like,
Okay, so
what's going on here?
I do know that both fighters have a very strong wrestling base. From Stott's point of view, Stotts wrestled in college, but how would you say this fight is gonna go? Do you think there could be a finish there, or do you think it's gonna be a unanimous or split decision?
Is this 5 rounds or 3 rounds?
It's a 5 round fight. It's a
Let
title
me
fight.
see.
Yeah,
Because it's co-main event, right? So if it's, let me see real quick. Give me
it's a
one
title
second.
fight. It's got to be a 5 round.
Oh, yeah, it's 5 round fights.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, I don't think Stotts has ever been in a 5 round. Archuleta has. And when you're wrestling against somebody who can wrestle, then cardio becomes the answer. I'm rooting for Stotts. I'm rooting he wins. But this is going to be a very, very difficult fight. I'll tell you this. This is going to be harder than what Stotts expected. If Stotts goes in there and beats him and dominates this fight, then Stotts is the real deal. But you don't just dominate Archuleta. What's his record? Hold on a second.
He's 20,
Archuleta is 25 and
25 and
3.
3. Yeah.
He's only lost to Pitbull, who's a featherweight, and Sergio Pettis, and he's been on a win streak for a long time. So
Yeah. I'm just looking at topology and I can see a comment here.
give me
Someone
one
saying,
second. 1 second.
hmm? So yeah, I was mentioning that I'm looking at I'm looking at topology here now, and I can see someone just mention a comment of what you just said. He said that I don't see why they need to make an interim title since it's part of the GP. That's guarantee, which is going to guarantee a title fight anyways. So that kind of makes your point, but well, I think it's kind of a way to motivate and bless Thoughts and Arculator. But yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. I swear it's past 12 midnight, bro.
Mhm.
Um with Arculator and Stotts, Arculator Stotts kind of is the favorite by 86% on Topology by people voting. So that says a lot about how people see this fight going. I personally think Stotts will win because I'm I'm predicting with my heart, right? Because I'm a huge fan of Stotts, so I think Stotts gonna win. If you are a Calculator fan, apologies, guys. This is the African fighters, but yeah. So we're just gonna move to the next one.
Come on, Africans!